We'll talk about this with our guest. Joining us on the show is Major General A.K. Sivach, defense expert. Major General Sudhakar Ji, geopolitical, strategic and defense expert, also joins us on the show. Major Mohammed Ali Shah, defense expert, on the program with us as well. Last but not the least, Mr. Pathik Pine, international affairs expert, joins us on the program as well. Mohammed Ali Shah, let me rope you in as well. You're pretty familiar with the Northeast. You know it like the back of your hand. You have lived there, you've served there, you've represented the country while serving with the Assam Rifles. You've been on this show in the past as well. Not much has changed. This violence may be sporadic, but it does spell out, that the problem hasn't gone away. Both the communities have had mediators. There have been dialogues. The government also has shown a lot of incessant energy in resolving this crisis. But somehow this seems to be more complicated and intricate than earlier envisaged to be. In your expert opinion, knowing the language and, knowing every nook and corner of Manipur, what should be done?
Vineet, thank you very much for getting me on your show and discussing a subject which is extremely very dear and close to my heart, and it's an honor to be on this panel with the illustrious general officers and my dear friend Pathik Pine. And the general officers have thrown the light strategically from the bird's eye view. It's a and I concur with them. And I will just speak as a junior officer on ground who was with the Assam Rifles over there as well as the agency was serving on ground. Now, if I go strategically, yes, I'm on the same page as what the general officers have said. Now, if I tell you ground level, see, Meiteis and the Kukis, both are extremely cultured, very, very good people. But now, why the hatred? Why are so much of mistrust and miscommunication among them? We'll talk about last night's incident in particular. Well, we saw what happened in Chachandpur. Why it happened, I will tell you, it was really, firstly, I will make one thing very, very clear. No citizen of the country, irrespective of the religion, caste, creed, region he belongs to, is above the law. So anyone, any mob or any individual who takes law in the hands is wrong. And whatever support, if a person who takes law in his hand was getting, will all go against those people who would be taking law in their hands. So I would urge people, not just in Manipur, all over, not to take law in their hands, because even if you're getting support, it will not work in your favor. Now, the very fact is, rules are rules and law is law for everyone. No one above the law. So no one should, two wrongs do not make a right. One cannot justify that, okay, there something went wrong, so I will also do a wrong thing and I will also do the same thing. No, the very fact is, this entire agitation again last night in Chachandpur, what happened, this entire arson violence was grossly wrong, and no one in the right frame of mind should support it. At the end of the day, again, I would say the armed forces, the central armed forces, where I call the central armed forces, the army and the Assam Rifles in particular, I would name them, they are doing a commendable job. It's a very tough job. It's a very, very challenging job. Being surrounded by a mob and then trying to take things under control. I mean, it's very easy to accuse people, accuse the army or the Assam Rifles with sort of siding with any one particular community. It's very easy for journalists to get accused because one has to be neutral. And when one shows the perspective of one side, it's bound to happen that the other side, whichever, it cannot happen in Manipur, it can happen in India, it can happen internationally. The other side will say, oh, so-and-so is siding with this side. Now, the very fact is, what you had asked one of the panelists earlier, is it lack of communication? I strongly say yes, it is lack of communication. This mistrust, this hatred, this venom which has spread between the Meiteis and the Kukis, unfortunately, they were brothers. They were living so peacefully. They were coexisting so peacefully together. You see the past, you see the history. What went wrong suddenly? 3rd May, well, it was growing up before 3rd May, yes, but now it has got the wounds from both sides have gone so deep that they are not willing to reconcile. They are not willing to sit and talk. They are adamant on their own demand and their own this thing. And not just, I had spoken this months earlier. My greatest fear is if it is not curbed right now, it will spill outside of Manipur. In the first 1 week only, I said that. In the first 1 week, I remember it was 5th or 6th of May. I had spoken there, and I have been back to back speaking with people from both the communities. Last night, the whole night when this was happening, what we can see on your screen right now, this arson and this violence was happening in Shashanpur, which is known as Lamka by the cookies. When this arson and the violence was happening, I was getting phone calls, videos, and seeing that I felt so helpless sitting in Delhi, sitting in Gurgaon, did not know what to do, how to go about it, who to tell, what to do. But the very fact is, Reed, the hatred has gone in so much that I don't know how we can get back peace in a beautiful state like Manipur. We've
run out of time as well. I'm going to take concluding thoughts from all our guests. Yeah. 10 seconds, please.
Right, Vineet, I think this has to be stopped right now. Enough is enough. And if not talks in Manipur, we can have talks in Delhi. My house is welcome. I want to get involved in it. I want to personally sort it out. I want them to become friends. Yes, they have been friends. It's not that the Armed Forces Special Power Act has got nothing to do with the Maites and the cookies relationship in the first place. It was there earlier as well.
All right, Ali.
Yes.
Appreciate everyone joining us and weighing in on this very sensitive matter.